Something durable, something that lasts. We talked about it for a full half hour. We're going to give these guys another half hour because they've got a lot of great information. Rock Solid Builders. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Your Little Castle Show, everyone. And I had to ask politely for our guests here to stick around because when you get into construction, that's not a short, quick conversation. At least it shouldn't be. Like, people are spending $15, $20, $30, $50, $100,000. What's the biggest job you guys have put together? Houses. I guess you did a house, right?
Yeah, I'd say that was the biggest. That was close to $600,000.
$600,000 house.
Yeah.
And when you're building stuff like that, you don't want to cut corners. You don't want to take the shortcuts. You want to make sure you get it done right. So thanks for sticking around with me another half hour here, guys, in the Your Little Castle Carroll House studio. Give me a little bit more about what it's like to be a small business owner. We talked about this, some real advantages you guys bring to the table because having a small crew, and then you contract the people as necessary, so you don't have a lot of people on payroll that you're having sit around that may not be real busy at the time. What's it like? What are some of the benefits people have by working with you guys as a small business?
Well, you're going to get our attention as the owners. You know, the owners are there doing the work, taking the calls, just creating that relationship with the customer and being the person who you hire is the person who shows up and is there for you, kind of thing. Yeah,
yeah, this isn't something where you subcontract this. You have a vice president and a president, and you are the president. You're going to be there on site. But shout out again, everybody. I've got Luke Twardowski, there he is, and Ryan Smithers. These guys are brothers and have been working together now for a few years and really making an impact here in our little community. Again, we're going to go to the website here. We got a lot of great pictures there of some of their work we'll get into here in just a minute. Small businesses really make the world go around. What would you say, though, is the biggest mistake the average homeowner makes when they're making a decision to do some remodeling, some updates to the house? Who wants to take that one from you? Ryan?
You want to take it? Can you think of something off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Commonly, homeowners don't want the contractor to cut corners. Will a homeowner cut corners? Yes.
Okay.
100%. People, it's important for people to do a remodel within their budget. Don't overspend. You got to set yourself up for success. You got to calculate these things, all that, because we want to give you the best quality, and we don't want to rush or not be able to do certain things because, oh no, it's going to cost a little bit more. Things like that happen. So it's important for them to understand the expense a little bit about what project they're wanting to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of people, you can cut corners as a contractor pretty easily because you know where to go and what you can go. Not your strategy, you don't like that. But when the homeowner says, hey, I want to cut corners, you got to help them understand what they're doing and the problems they can cause with that. Does that cause problems, Ryan? People are cutting corners?
Yeah, 100%. I'll show up to a job, I'll give them a bid, and then they'll turn around to me and they'll say, well, on a basement job, they'll say, well, I don't want to pull permits. And I'm like, well, I don't know that that's a good idea. We should probably pull permits on this job. It could come to bite you back at the end of, as we get started with your project. We just want to make sure that you're getting something that is going to last a long time, not only for you, but even the previous owner too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine. What's the strategy behind not pulling permits? Is it slowing it down? Does it add more cost? I mean, it doesn't. I don't understand what.
Some people I think believe that it's a bigger deal than actually it is, and if you're going to think about things the right way, these inspectors, we've built relationships with them over the years, and they work with us. They're not against us. And if your quality of work is good, there's not much for them to say.
Okay. So it's a good idea. Tell me about that, Luke. You work with these guys all the time. They're here to help, right?
Yeah.
Normally.
Absolutely. Most times, sometimes we miss things or we make mistakes, so it's good to even have an inspector come through and kind of call out those little things. And but they're so nice with us. They're like, "Can you take care of that right now?" And we're like, "Yeah," and then they'll pass us because we'll take care of it right. It's usually small little stuff, but Yeah, and with customers though, it's usually just to save a couple $100. You know, that's all
Yeah.
it is. That's all they're trying to do, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, we all kind of fear that whole, oh my gosh, am I going to have to get permits? But if you think about it, if somebody who's doing this on a regular, everyday basis, you guys got the system down, you go and get these produced, probably get them turned in the same day, and maybe get a response pretty quickly to make sure that this isn't going to slow things down. You can actually, can you start working on it a little bit before you get but when you get to the permit stuff, you got to make sure that that's all, the boxes are all checked.
Absolutely.
Okay. Residential or commercial? Do you have a preference? A little bit of each? A lot more residential, a lot more commercial? What do you recommend? What do you like doing?
We do a lot more residential for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
What do you enjoy about residential?
Less. So I've done a few commercial jobs. In a commercial setting, you have hard deadlines and timeframes. Businesses can't be closed, so sometimes you're doing the job at night, and that's difficult, right? Customers, we get to build that relationship and make friends, and what Ryan said, we kind of have a family bond with some of these people. And when we're all done, you know, one of our favorite things to do is if they have pets, is get all their pets together and take a picture with them and all that stuff. You know, we have this very strong relationship. It's silly, I know, but it's fun for us.
No, that's important. Yeah, building relationships, getting to know people. That's what St. Louis is kind of known for. It's the biggest small town in the country, and so many people, they got to know each other. Does that work well for you too, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think this industry is all built on relationships. It's repeat customers. You know, I want to build a relationship with you, and I want you to be a repeat customer. You're always going to need more work done. Your house is constantly needing updates as the years go on. Things. I just want to make sure that is a relationship that is going to continue. Referrals is a big thing in our industry. So that's really what our business is built on.
I like that, referrals. Yeah, how often is it the case? You've got the next job depends on the last job, because they're going to be ones that they talk to and say, hey, well, how do these guys do? And that's why you get the great reviews you guys have had. That makes a lot of sense. We talked a little bit about it, but what do you like about the St. Louis market? Yeah, tell me what you appreciate. St. Louis, pretty tight-knit community. Everybody kind of knows each other. The word spreads if you do good. The word spreads if you do bad. Obviously, you guys have been doing good. What do you like about working in St. Louis?
Well, we both grew up here, so it's our home. But to be honest, I've lived in other states and all that. I like the variety of the construction here a little bit, to be honest,
really?
because we get to, you know, there's all kinds of different styles of homes around here, and everybody likes something different, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more variety than in other places, you know, and but then the people, it's Midwest charm. The people here are great, you know. So
not as much pressure as you get in the high, fast-paced New York and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, but my dad, I'll never forget. He had a conversation, and he was going through some big discussion. He goes, "We have a little word for that in the Midwest where I come from. It's called extortion." They were like, "Okay, these guys still play by the same rules." But yeah, the big cities we love, and that was happened to be those guys when I'm saying everybody in New York, but. I mean, you get that small, tight-knit community here, and everybody gets to know everybody a little bit, and the word spreads for those who are doing good work. You guys appreciate that, enjoy that.
absolutely.
Okay. That's the key to why we like St. Louis and what you do in this little part of our planet, too. So good job what you guys are doing there. We're about 8 minutes in here. Tell me a time, though, when you guys had a customer that was in a tough situation, and they said, hey, I don't know what we're going to do here, and you guys came through for somebody that you could tell was out on a limb.
Well, Ryan comes through for everybody.
Here, let me think.
You've got some examples, I would assume, of some times where you had somebody that was just stuck, and you had to come through and say, oh.
Oh, as far as, I mean, so for instance, typically we do a lot of kitchen and bathroom remodel, basement remodel, but occasionally I'll get a call from a client that their water stopped working or their dishwasher went out, and I don't have a problem going over to somebody's house on the weekend. You know, if it means that their life is going to be a little bit easier because I was able to get over there on a Saturday, that's okay with me. You know, my motto is I'm making the world a better place one kitchen at a time.
I like it. That makes sense. It's nice to have somebody that can jump on stuff on the weekend. You guys do. I'm sure you had to do that sometimes
absolutely,
too.
absolutely.
Luke, and tell me about that. Just being able to help people.
I mean, just like Ryan said, if there's an issue on a new customer, especially our current customers, if there's a big issue, we have to rush out there for any reason. We'll drop what we're doing and get out there if it's an emergency. I'm trying to think of a good example. It's good bad example, right? I did a kitchen years ago, installed a new refrigerator. It was a brand I did not appreciate.
Okay.
The fridge line leaked all over the brand new hardwood floors.
Oh no.
Buckled the entire kitchen flooring. So we went out there and I replaced the valve, the fridge line, all that stuff. For free, I bought the flooring, installed the flooring on a weekend, the whole kitchen, redid all their floors. 1 week later, it happened again.
Oh no.
Turns out it was the fridge. It wasn't anything to do with us.
Yeah.
But then again, I go again just to help them out, let's get this floor fixed. Now, this time I had to charge them a little bit. Some things I already done it for free once.
Oh, yeah.
Something wasn't my fault, but we're not there to leave the customer in shambles. We want to make everything right, even if it's not our fault.
Yeah, how often is that the case? I mean, they've had a bad experience. They're looking for somebody to blame. You happen to be involved, and you want to make sure that this gets taken care of, so they don't say you had something to do with it.
Right.
You actually came through and helped them get through that. With that, tell me about a challenge. As a business owner, we all go through lots of challenges to keep a business up and running and compete with the big guys. What are some of the challenges you guys have overcome that have made you a little bit stronger?
Probably just, our biggest challenge is always time. We have to allocate enough time for the job and then for bids and then giving our customers the attention. We're always getting calls and stuff, and Ryan does a really good job at making sure those things are taken care of on his, and that's where our partnership, as an individual owning a business, those things are very hard to manage all the time. But with our partnership, he makes it really easy for things like that to make us available.
Yeah, Ryan, you become the time management guy to make sure that all the projects stay on path and that you're getting things done. Even if you have to work on the weekends, you've done that, right?
Yeah. I feel like everybody has this idea that owning a business is always going to be great, and that's just not the case. There's challenges that come with owning a business. I think challenges and fear. As we're growing, I have fear of hiring people because I believe in good quality work. My customers are spending a lot of money, so I want to make sure that we're getting qualified people that are going to be able to do a good job in these people's house. That's one of the challenges. And then also, when you're first starting off, you have to wear a lot of hats. And sometimes I just feel like we're just stuck on the treadmill. And we're kind of in the place that I'm trying to get off the treadmill a little bit, and I'm trying to, give more work and more opportunities to other people as we grow.
Well said, yeah, because how often as a business owner, I like what you said there, wearing many hats. You have the guy, like I had to fix the toilet sometimes, as I also produce a TV show. But in a studio, you got to do a little bit of everything to make sure that the jobs get done. And if they don't get done, then they're not by you. Then they may not get done at all. You don't have a big crew. I like that. But it also teaches you to be strong and get through and stick-to-itiveness, and that's all the things that we like to see with small business owners doing a great job in our community. With that, we've got some more fun. My buddy Nino, this is one of my favorite clips. We play this periodically, but down at Busch Stadium, getting ready for Cardinal season, everybody. Say hi to my... Hey everybody, guess what? We get to have fun all the time at the Cardinal games. Before the game, we get to hang out with fun super fans. Say hello to my buddy Nino over here, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie. That's right. Everybody's in the video here. Family coming out to the game. Nino, what do you love about going to Cardinal games?
You love baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves baseball. Hey, all right. Scoring points with the Cardinal Cowboy.
Yeah,
Right?
he plays Miracle League baseball.
Do you really?
And he likes to be on the Cardinals team at home.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know how many times have you been on that team? How many times have you done that?
A lot.
That's a good answer. All right. Dad, what's it like coming to the Cardinal games with your son and your wife and all the fun you get to have down here?
Oh, it's the most fun. I mean, we've been coming since Old Busch. Now we've got new Busch Stadium. It's the best baseball town, and it's the most fun. It's fun before the game. The games are always great, and we love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking time here. We're at Patios, everybody. This is where the most fun is. I get to wear the full outfit here. I got the pants, the socks, the arch, Nino, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie all here, and we're outside patios having fun. Hey, say hi to patios. Stop on by here before Cardinal game, and we'll see you guys soon. Nino, give me some knuckles. There we go. Go Cardinals. Giddy. Go Cardinals. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com. And if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds. And you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show. And there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. Well, welcome back, everybody. You can see a lot of fun we get to partake in the community. Somebody grabbed me. These guys I've worked with, I've done a lot of charity work with Willie J. And so he wrote a book called Magnetized Media. He did that with Steve Kidd. And they said, Carter, will you write the introduction here? So we talk about how technology has changed the way the world functions. And boy, if you're not taking advantage of media, like I said, we've got to show the pictures you guys have. You've got a lot of great work. But how has technology changed the way you guys now run your business? Because there's so much now you have to depend on a website, social media, and just the way people interact and connect and stay involved in our community.
Well, it's obviously we have tools, special tools that help us to get the job done that will by specialty just for a specific task on a job, lasers or whatever, simple stuff like that. But where technology's really became a role for us is since we started dealing cabinetry and selling our own cabinet lines. When we come to your home and we do a measure and we design your kitchen, I'll bring my laptop and I'm able to do a design, a rendering, all those things for a customer right in their home and show them what their kitchen's going to look like with whatever cabinet they pick. Oh
wow, so they see a 3D rendering, actual full color and everything.
Absolutely.
So here's what this will look like. You pick the one you like and they can see it live right there.
Absolutely.
That impressed some people? Have you seen that, Ryan?
Yeah, and that's our goal within the first 2 hours of us sitting down with you and visiting you at your home to get you that rendering and get you a price. I've, along the years, we've worked with other cabinet manufacturers and distributors, and sometimes that was the most frustrating part, is you're waiting around, you're waiting for them to get done with the design, you're waiting on a price, and in this industry, there is a certain amount of urgency. We're only as good as our last job. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and staying on the ball and giving those 3D renderings so they can see what they're going to actually purchase before it actually has to even be ordered, I guess. They can see right there and have that ready to say, oh, that's what it's going to look like?
Yeah.
I'll buy. Yeah, you want people to see what they can anticipate something's going to look like. And that makes it easier for people to say, okay, because these aren't inexpensive upgrades to a home, so you want to make sure that they are done well and look good. Tell me, what are some of the mistakes you see other companies make that you want to make sure you don't make? And I guess we talked a little bit about that, but some of the big guys, communication is always a hurdle. But what are some of the other things you've seen that other competitors, what, not naming names, of course, but that you've seen other guys make those mistakes and you don't make those mistakes?
Well, and Ryan started to mention this, and we kind of mentioned earlier, is scheduling other jobs, not showing up is a big thing, or taking their time on a customer's house. The other part, when it comes to the cabinetry, it was becoming a real struggle for us using other people to design our kitchens, and then for us to purchase cabinets for our customers via somebody else.
Okay.
Because what was happening is the designs oftentimes are beautiful. Everything's approved by the customer, they love it, but the designer and the customer, they both don't understand that there's certain materials as an installer that we need to, maybe your crown doesn't actually go all the way to the ceiling and we need to add a little bit more here, or, oh, I had to use this piece of wood over here. When we install things, we oftentimes need materials that a designer or somebody, if they've installed before, they're not thinking about it.
Right.
So us being able to do that for our customers, make sure that we get the order right the first time, and that way we're not starting your job and saying, oh, we have to order some extra material. Everything's there with us designing it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that's such a coordination effort, and just you decided we're going to eliminate this problem. Talk about a problem you took over. He says we're going to do the cabinets ourselves as opposed to having somebody come in to do those.
Yeah.
And now you guys have taken charge of that. Ryan, has that made it easier for you guys to get these projects done now too?
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say. That was the most frustrating part. We start a kitchen, and then we're getting close to the end, and we're just short on material. And it's as simple as just not having enough trim, because that designer has never done installs, and they just don't have the understanding of how much material it actually takes. So we weren't able to complete the customer's kitchen. And that's not only frustrating for the customer, it's frustrating for the installer too. So.
Yeah, definitely. You can imagine that here you are about ready to finish. We're like, whoops, we need to have this whole piece of trim. You can see it's standing out there, not ready to be done. Yeah. Tell me the process. How does somebody hire you guys? What's the method somebody should go through to hire you guys?
Yeah, so typically how our process works is you can give me a call, and I can come out to your house and I'll pull measurements, and we'll go over your scope of work, and I'll ask you what you're interested in doing, and at that point I would get a bid together, and I can give you allowances on your cabinets and your fixtures. And I always tell everybody, you're welcome to go with some of these vendors that I work with, but you're also welcome to go with whoever you want. We can just do the install for you. And then at that point, you would, if you're happy with the bid and everything's looking good, and then that's when we would come out for that second time. We would sit down with you, you'd pick out cabinet samples, we would do a 3D rendering and get your cabinets ordered, because cabinets are that's the longest lead time.
Okay.
We're typically in our industry, you're looking at about 5 to 6 weeks for cabinets.
Okay, just to get the cabinets themselves, there's 5 or 6 weeks to do that.
Yeah.
Ryan, all right, where do you fit in this process, and how are you helping?
Ryan typically handles a lot of our.
I meant, I said Ryan.
Oh, you're good.
But I meant Luke. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. No, Ryan typically handles a lot of our initial phone calls, initial visits at our customers' home. I have a 4-year-old daughter who keeps me very busy in the evenings, so he's always willing to do those kinds of things. But whenever we do the design, so I typically will do the designs with the customer. He's always there helping, of course, but that's usually my task, is to sit down and figure out what the customers want, and then for me to be able to take their vision and actually put it into reality, because sometimes what everybody wants, it doesn't actually always work out that way, and I have to do certain things to kind of make it happen for them. And then, but yeah, once from that point, we just a team effort, really.
Yeah, I was saying, this is a good collusion you got together. Go in, meet, get it ready. You say, all right, now I'll put it together. Two of you come back together, say, here's what we got. And they can see it live with your renderings that you've got from your 3D. Is it an AutoCAD, or what kind of software is it?
We use a software called 2020. Yeah, it's a CAD, so it'll do. Well, the way I design it initially is it's all done by measurements of the cabinets, and input the measurements of our homes, walls, all those things, and we'll design a layout initially, and it'll implement the door style, color choice, whatever they want. And then bring up that 3D rendering for us. And one of the nice things that we do, Ryan may have mentioned it, but we bring every sample, every color, every wood's color, stain, whatever, we bring it all to the customer's house on that visit so they can see all the options.
Real live, actual cabinetry. You guys are on the ball, man. This is a heck of a process. What's the biggest question? What's the biggest objection people have? Is it always price? Is it how quickly can I get this done? What's the biggest question you hear from people before you have a final, let's do this?
Yeah, I would definitely say cost. Most people have a budget in mind,
right?
And I think I always have initial I'll have that first conversation with you over the phone, and that's usually one of my first questions is, do you have a budget in mind? Because the reality is if you haven't done remodeling for a long time, you might not have a good understanding of what things cost nowadays. So that's kind of it's doing. It's allowing me not to waste the customer's time and then also waste my time. We've done enough bathrooms, we've done enough kitchens to where if that customer can just tell me their square footage over the phone, I got a pretty good idea of what this project's going to cost.
Wow, you've really done this enough to say, give me the square footage, you can put it together like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I want to share with everybody here, we've got to get the pictures on the wall. I've got two places to put up. Here's your website, and it's a great looking work. That's holy cow, that's like the Taj Mahal right there. But as you scroll down here, you can really see some incredible work here. And these are right here on your website for people to take a look at, and they can click on the images and dig in more before and afters you've got with that. I also wanted to, I'm going to go shift arrow key back. There we go. And these kind of go on and on here. But wow, what a lot of great looking work, and a little bit about the cabinets you guys have here. But on the wall over here, we've got our Facebook posts and Facebook pictures. And so here's a lot of the content too. Tell me really quickly, we've only got about 30 seconds left here. Which one of these, wow, I'm looking at some of these. This is good looking work, guys. Is this stuff you've done recently? How long ago were some of these projects? These are look modern.
Majority of these, yeah, within the last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's real good quality stuff, guys. Wow, go check out all the information. It's on their Facebook, on their website, and you can find out quickly the high quality work that our friends here, Luke and Ryan, will put together for you guys to make sure you have an awesome house. Stay tuned, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show.